Hello and welcome back, YouTube. Well, that was a lot. A lot has transpired in the short amount of time since I stepped out of this car. By the way, still Monday afternoon, 2:25 p.m. And oh my God, it's so hot. And I had my sunshade in too. Yeah, not helping much. It's kind of funny when I started the interview inside Hertz. That was the first things we started talking about. I'm like, yeah, I'm sorry, it's just a sweaty mess. But he's like, yeah. So we're renting brand new cars, and their air conditioning doesn't keep up. That's the thrill of living in the third layer of hell. I feel like the interview went really, really good. The interview with Hertz. I actually went back over to MLS just to follow up. I wrestled with whether or not I should do it. Part of me was like, nah, Dan, they haven't emailed you. Take a hint. And the last time I went there, I was told it seemed to be a completely different woman there. I didn't recognize either of the people there. That desk, I don't know if it's just like they just always hire attractive young black women. How is that happening? I don't know. There were two very attractive young black women that were working there, both super friendly. One of them may have been the person that I talked to 2 weeks ago-ish. I was there 2 of the 3 times that I went there previously. To be honest, I don't know. Sometimes I'm good at remembering faces, sometimes not so much. I'm not 100% sure if these were 2 different women or if it was the woman from before and a different woman. It's been long enough, I'm not 100%. I didn't have her saying, oh, you're back, or anything like that. So I feel like it was 2 completely different women this time around. Actually relieved that Mark wasn't there. Mark seemed cool as fuck when I went back there the second time, trying to see if I left my driver's license there. But hang on, I just got to get some airflow through here. It's like an oven in this car. I'm not even going to try to talk on this because wind noise is going to be bad for both. Oh, that's helping though. That's helping. Part of me wanted to do a front window and a back window, but with all the crap I got in this car, I think I would have made a wind tunnel and had things start shooting out one of the windows, and that's never good. Yeah, that's how important papers get lost. Anyway, yeah, I'm glad Mark wasn't there, because Mark was the one who had me leery to go back whatsoever. The way he's like, oh, you're looking too eager, that's kind of a red flag. And maybe it was treated as a red flag. It's a possibility. I was pretty much told, oh yeah, you probably didn't get an email because we didn't hire you. My God, is it too much to ask for to send an email if you're not hiring somebody that applied that you've told, oh, wait for an email. We'll email you. Like, is it too much to email the person that you didn't hire back and say, hey, we decided not to hire you at this time because... Is that too much to ask for? Because apparently nobody does that. At least hardly anybody does that. I can't say nobody. I think I got a couple of those kind of emails like a year and a half ago when I was frantically looking for work prior to getting hired, and even shortly after getting hired at Amazon. And there's a possibility that the email just got lost in the disaster that is all my inboxes. It's my inbox is more than I can keep up with. There's so much crap in it. And sometimes it can be very hard to sort out job offers from just recruiters trying to pump up their numbers. Wow, 2:30 p.m., 108 degrees. Did y'all see the billboard? It's a digital billboard. Sometimes those don't record on the cell phone very well. Oh, I'm headed to Rob's shop, as if that wasn't obvious. I haven't heard from him since Friday, so when in doubt, go bug him. And I don't expect him to work on the car right now. I can't possibly forget I have a gig tonight at 7. So, will I manage to get back to sleep? Yeah, probably not. That's probably a lost cause. I did end up sleeping in late and sleeping good. I think I'll be all right on this shift. Oh, and speaking of HelloFresh, so I didn't go into a whole lot of details about the job there, but I did state that I started it as in a kitting workstation, not kidding, but kitting with 2 T's, which is just look at the chart. It says how many items go in each bag. Look at what size bag is coming down the line for you. Put those items in the bag. Repeat. and repeat and repeat and repeat and repeat and repeat and repeat. Some people hate repetitious work. Honestly, I like mind-numbing repetitious work. It doesn't bother me. Like once I get into a rhythm and I'm good with it, that allows other parts of my mind to just wander into pleasant spaces. There was at one point where I got the music back on. Like typically, it used to be all the time. I had music running in my head all the time. Like there's just part of my brain that creates the noise in my head would be remixing songs in my head, and some of the stuff it put together in my heads were like, ooh, that's a good mashup. Then when I get home and I have the time, I try to do it, and sometimes it worked and sometimes it didn't. It's like, ooh, it didn't sound like this in my head. Do I have the skills to make it sound like what I heard in my head? No, probably not. Sometimes I did. Sometimes I put that shit together. I did play one, speaking of which, I did play one mashup, not one of my own, but one from Bill McClintock at my show on Saturday night, and that went over great. I had so many compliments on that. It was a mashup of I forget the name of the 60s girl band. I want to say the Shirelles. My world is empty without you, babe. Or was that the Supremes? Drawing a blank. I know I pulled this particular mashup from Bill McClintock. That's the actual artist on this particular track. I put all mashups under the person who created the mashup. Although I have a way of putting brackets around it. If I remembered the artist, I could have done a search and it would have pulled up by that artist, but that's not where it's filed. But yeah, it was a mashup of My World is Empty Without You and Hall & Oates, Man Eater. And that of all the different videos I played, that was one of them that just went over amazingly well on Saturday. People just thought that was the coolest shit ever. Anyway, so the music came on back inside my head, like the music in my head, which has been largely gone lately, and it's something that I miss, and it's. And I feel it's just me doing a lot of work where I'm not listening to music and driving along and I'm talking, I'm listening to news radio, or I'm working in warehouses and I can't be music on, and it's just like, it's finally kind of silence, and that's something I don't want silence. Anyway, at some point through the shift, it just kind of came back on. So I'm doing repetitious work and I'm just like kind of bobbing my head to the noise in my head, and it was playing some good, the fucked up part of my subconscious was playing some good shit. I probably started singing at some point, probably to the noise of the people working next to me. But you know what? Whatever. I'm not the most annoying person in this warehouse. Just deal with it. But yeah, at one point I got moved into a workstation that was insanely cold, unbearably cold. And my friend Malika totally hooked me up. I saw her at my second break, and she gave me the hoodie that was on. She goes, I got another hoodie in my locker here, take this one. Long story short, since I'm almost to Rob's. So yesterday, moving stuff around in the trunk, trying to move my karaoke equipment, I realized that my GYR3 hoodie is in the trunk. I have two GYR3 hoodies, by the way. It was my first GYR3 hoodie, the black one, in the trunk. Are you kidding me? Exactly what I needed, I actually had with me in my car. And I just got so much shit in so many places I couldn't remember that. Damn. Top of mind right now. I will be wearing that thing tonight. I'm going to wear exactly what I feel I need when I go into that job, plus hoodie. Anyway, I'm heading to Rob's. Touch base with him. Check a bunch of messages. I've been hearing my phones ding while I've been dealing with stuff. I feel the job interview went good at Hertz. Hopefully go into more details on that. But it sounds like that job won't be starting very soon. And I need to work now, dude. It's like, when will I be starting? Oh, we're looking at maybe around 2 to 3 weeks. Yeah, I need work now. But I went back to MLS. They actually were talking about me maybe going into work tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. And I almost said, yeah, that'd be great. And then I remembered, it's like, oh shit, I got 2 shifts at HelloFresh already scheduled. But it was kind of neat. I actually, so come to find out, one of the cute black gals, the one that was closest to the window, opened up Winolo. And I'm like, oh, see Winolo on there? And she's like, yeah, I've just been looking at it. I haven't taken any jobs yet. So her and I had a pretty chill little conversation about Winolo, and then I turned around and realized that somebody that they're supposed to be helping that actually works for the company's called MLS, by the way, that's actually in a safety vest, presumably works for them and needs to check in with them. It's waiting in line. I'm like, ooh, I'm keeping her from her work. I gotta go. Hopefully we'll talk more about that, but right now I gotta see if Rob's even here. The garage door is closed, and that's not a good sign. So there's nobody here at all. which is really odd for 2:38 p.m. on a Monday. So hopefully Rob is okay. Yeah, I do definitely need to try calling him again just to make sure he's okay. But not right now. Now's not the time. I think probably the most useful thing I can do right now is I'm thinking 7-Eleven, get my ass a big Mountain Dew so I'm hydrated and energized, and then go back to cleaning my place. And I think my agenda for this evening is going to be I think I want to put myself together a bag, and probably I can clean out my Amazon backpack. You know, speaking of Amazon backpack, remember when that was an everyday thing? Like, oh, my strap's coming apart. Oh, my strap's coming apart. And I just got a new Amazon backpack, but it showed up in the mail when I was kind of having my breakdown and didn't make it into work. So I never did get to bring my new Amazon backpack to Amazon. I don't know if I did. Maybe I brought it for like one shift. Sure didn't get much use out of it though. So yeah, that clear background, I think it's from, I want to say it's from MKE1 was the one that had the lighthouse on it, which was the one that the straps broke. I think this one's from SAT2. Anyways, pretty cool Amazon bling, which of course I don't work for Amazon anymore, it doesn't matter. But, you know, I tended to use my Amazon stuff over at Williams-Sonoma. And it was kind of neat. Somebody saw Amazon stuff like, oh, it's got to be Daniel's. I left one of my good Amazon water bottles there completely full. It's not worth a 65-mile drive to go pick it up, and I'm sure it's been thrown away by now. But yeah, I still got that backpack, so I think I'm gonna fill that up with, because I would fill that up with the adequate clothing that I need for HelloFresh. And other stuff. Oh, look at this guy passing on the right. Where the fuck does he think he's going? We're all merging into one lane. What an ass. I just want people like that to have their tires blown out. Like, don't. Do you realize how much of an asshole maneuver that is? Come on now. Ooh, temperature gauge is climbing. It's not to the point of crisis, but it's the point of, I'm doing over 55. I think I can keep my air conditioning on. I got the option either 48th and McDowell or 48th and Van Buren. I think 48th and McDowell will be the best 7-Eleven en route home. Hopefully they're still doing the deal with, wow, which reminds me, tomorrow is 7-Eleven. Free Slurpees tomorrow. Can't miss out on that. I might get one after I leave HelloFresh. No. I'm coming out of a giant damn near freezer. That'll be the last thing I want. Leaving HelloFresh is a Slurpee. But I gotta remember tomorrow afternoon, first thing I wake up, go get me that Slurpee. Yeah, nothing. Give me a big gulp, some Mountain Dew, and a big bite hot dog. I think that will be a total of $2. I think I can afford $2. Yeah, I think I can go home, try to prep up my Amazon backpack for the next 2 days at HelloFresh, and keep in mind that DWire 3 black hoodie is in the trunk waiting for me. And so the employee area where you get ready at HelloFresh is like a flippin' maze. Now, I'm really good with directions and maps and mazes, and it was starting to almost make sense to me by the end of the night. I think I'll have it sorted out by hopefully before I actually start working today. But one thing I did notice in there is there are locker rooms. There's a locker room and a changing area. So they definitely understand that they're expecting you to bring the clothes needed to work and ginormous cold walk-in refrigerator, or even possibly in a walk-in freezer. They do have a walk-in freezer. It's my understanding that only HelloFresh employees work in there because it's a higher liability for them, and it requires a lot of special training. And I remember one of the trainers that I was dealing with when I was there on July 4th night was talking about the guys working there. She's like, yeah, it's more than I can take. I don't know how those guys do it. I'm just like, damn. But again, like I've lived in eastern Wyoming. I've lived in Colorado. Survived many a winter in Douglas, Wyoming, and in Eastedy, Wyoming, and in Gillette, Wyoming, and it's all about dressing for it. I know how to dress for it. I know about dressing for it, but it's sure a mindfuck to try to dress for it when you're heading in and it's 110 outside. You know, but yeah, they do actually. Well, there's a new say no to handhandlers sign. That's how Phoenix is handling their homelessness situation. They're just putting just say no to panhandlers signs all over. This shit makes me sick. Like, that money could be spent on actually helping those people. Those signs don't help anybody. That's just a fucking waste of tax dollars. I mean, if people don't know that they can say no to panhandlers, then they don't deserve to say no to panhandlers. Just saying. Everybody just needs to learn how to say fucking no when the answer is no, and how to accept the answer no when the answer is no. 79-cent bed gulp. It's right there in the window. That's what I'm heading there for. Oh my God, it's hot. And I didn't put my sunshade in because I didn't think I'd be in there. I didn't think I'd be in there that long. But that was an adventure. By the way, still Monday afternoon, 2:59 p.m. Just wasn't able to provide as much help as I would have liked to, but I just was helping this guy with the you'll see it in a second, the silver car in front of me, and he's still trying to get his car going, but I think he's making some progress. But yeah, he's overheated. This weather is hell on cars, and they overheat. Oh, I was thinking that was Captain Mike. That's a U-Haul rental van. That looks really similar to the one he drives from a distance. Remember a few days ago, I was coming out of the zone. I was crossing the crosswalk and turned the camera around the crosswalk behind me, so you could all see the tents and shit in the background of the area I was leaving. And there was a guy in a wheelchair. And I was wanting to make sure that if some fucker hit that guy in the wheelchair because they didn't want to yield to a pedestrian in a crosswalk, that I had the video of it. Honestly, that was my first priority. I mean, I was doing my vlog, doing my thing, but just FYI, if it seems like I'm pointing camera in weird directions for shit like that, sometimes I see what I feel is an accident waiting to happen. And if I can be the guy that has the video footage of it, and that can make a difference in that person's life. Yeah, I'd like to be that guy. So anyway, when I turned around, there was a big white car, big white sedan, that luxury sedan of some kind. I forget exactly what it was. That stalled out, waiting at the crosswalk, and was clearly overheating. And I remember walking up to my car and kind of keeping an eye on what was going on there, and walking to my car thinking, man, I might have some coolant. Might have a gallon of coolant. I think I have a gallon of coolant in the car. I usually roll with a gallon of coolant, or at the very least a gallon of water in a coolant jug. And at that point, there's so much crap in the car that I couldn't find it, and they ended up getting their car started and rolling out. So it's like, okay, no problem. And I feel like I caught a portion of that on my vlog. Wow, they got the junk out today. Wow, that is that a giant wooden wardrobe? That straight up looks like it could be a gateway to Narnia. Just saying. And if you get that reference, you can be my friend. Yeah. So anyway, while I was rearranging stuff, trying to get the karaoke stuff in, I found the gallon coolant jug. It is empty, unfortunately, but I still helped him out. He was trying to use just like a drinking water gallon jug, like a milk jug type gallon jug, which is not as conducive to putting water into a radiator or whatever. And at this point, water's not as good as antifreeze. It feels weird calling it antifreeze, but antifreeze is also anti-boil, and yeah, it has a much higher boiling point than water, and it's better for your cooling system. But hey, water will usually get it done. The guy spoke no English, but I mean, I know what agua means, you know, and he doesn't need to tell me his car is overheating. I can see his car is overheating. You know, I can get past certain language barriers in certain situations when we're obviously sharing experience that transcends language. Like, you know, I get it. Your car is overheating. We're in this heat together, man. What can I do to help you? So found that, but yeah, it was. But he at least used the jug, and that definitely helped him. But yeah, he said thank you and seemed like he was kind of good, so figured I'd go on my way. I feel like I didn't started a lot of things, explained a lot of things, didn't finish them. Sorry, that's kind of how this vlog works. Once again, I don't know where my daughter is. I'm not even going into any more details on that. I'm getting out of this car. Like, look at my skin glisten. I'm sweating like crazy. Although I will say this: when it's this hot, sweating like crazy is a good thing. Because when it's this hot, once you're not sweating like crazy, that is one of the major signs of dehydration and incoming heat stroke. If I wasn't sweating like crazy right now, that would be a problem. On that note, I'm going to go inside, try to clean myself up some, try to get myself ready for my shift, to make some progress in the home. My agenda is dinner at Andre House, and then leave Andre House, go directly to HelloFresh. So I got to make sure I got a backpack full of what I need to be adequately dressed for HelloFresh. And I'm hoping I see my daughter at Andre House. But if I do, all I got to offer her is a bus pass. I haven't locked her out yet, but I'm not happy with the way she's just using my place as a flop house, and isn't really contributing anything, and isn't. She had a great opportunity to help herself last night, and she didn't. And then some people came out and tried to help her, and did some stuff for her. And there was a plan for today. And this is the second time in less than a week where she spent the night at my place. And there was a plan for the following day, and she didn't follow the plan and didn't communicate with me in any way about a change of plans. And when I tell her about, hey, you know, that's a problem, I just get a bunch of tears and whining and what? I can't, blah, 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 I can't do it because I can't think of this. I'm like, well, you need to sort that out. You need to woman up. I hope she's okay, but I can't. I'm just a man who has a lot of his own problems. I can only do so much. I hope I see her tonight at dinner in the Zone. I really do. At the Andre House. I do. I hope I do. But if she's thinking I'm going to be able to give her a ride home, I'm not going to be able to, because I'm going to be leaving right out of there and going directly to work. And last night, and I never did go into all the details of what went wrong with Winolo. Try to do a super short version of it before my phone overheats and I melt out here. I was starting to explain it once before I parked in downtown Phoenix, and I was in the wrong damn place in downtown Phoenix anyway. But that's a whole nother story for. This morning was interesting. Anyway. As I had stated at that point, and if you saw that part, you know, cool. And if not, trying to do the super short version, I'm not good at that. When I sat down to eat at Andre House yesterday, about 5:45, I pull out my iPhone, set it down, realize that I got a push-through notification from okay, I need to get my ass inside. Sorry, I'm melting out here.
That's fine. Y'all can come in and see my dirty ass place. Like I haven't put that all over the internet, right? It's like Hoarders, but in real life. Oh, hey, I've been wanting to film this anyway. And remember the other day I was freaking out about, like, why is this guy flooding the lawn? And what the hell is he doing with the shovel? So this is the state of that. It does look like he's trying to get like a bit of a trench dug so that when the irrigation is flowing, it actually flows underneath this little whatever you call it, little culvert and the tubes underneath the walkway, and flows all the way through. My daughter is walking with a walker these days, and yeah, there's no way that's ADA compliant. I don't want to be the guy bitching my landlord about that kind of crap. But, come on now, really? And I've had arguments with one of my neighbors about it. I'm not going to say which one. It's not that important. But she's the one who, she probably gets a discount on her rent for it, but she's the one who handles the irrigation. And don't get me wrong, I appreciate that she does that, because sometimes that involves being up at really bizarre hours of the morning and turning valves on and turning valves off. The irrigation system in this neighborhood from when this was citrus fields, it's still in place, and it's in use to water a lot of yards, and my yard's one of the ones that still uses it. That stuff does not run itself. It requires a person to go out and I still got one of them Amazon bottles. It requires a person to go out and turn the valves, and it's at a very specific time. That water is not running in the feeder canals, the small feeder canals. It does not run all the time. And mind you, that stuff is on a schedule. It's on a schedule. There's somebody in a truck at SRP that stays up all night. I love that job. Just for the record, I would love that job. There's some guy that drives around in an SRP truck and goes to different valves and turns them off and on and keeps that schedule. I would honestly love. Why have I never even thought about that? That's a job. I'll go to srp.org, I think it is. And, or maybe it's SRP. I don't know. I'm sure I can find the SRP website. Shit, it's probably printed on my damn bill. All right, brace yourselves. Here comes a face reveal. I warn y'all, it's scary. Ah! Am I even getting my face right? Possibly not. Possibly not. So I'm like zoomed in on like a nostril or something right now. Anyway, sorry, I just want to get all these thoughts out. So yeah, I haven't gone to check SRP websites for jobs, but that's something that I would think I'm qualified for. Although, who knows, maybe that requires a 4-year degree in hydro something or other. I don't know. Some of these jobs, the degrees that they say that they need. And it's funny because some of these jobs, the description, like, is requiring a 2 or a 4-year degree, and some of them with a specialization and whatever, and 4 years experience and some kind of weird specialized thing. And in the job description qualifications for this particular whatever job. And I'm going to a lot of different job sites, and I'm looking at stuff and I'm like, what crazy requirements. And then some of those jobs, the starting pay is less than what I made as a forklift operator for K-Power, where Williams-Sonoma is paying K-Power. So I'm not even making as much money as I would be making for Williams-Sonoma. So why would somebody get a degree to make less money than they could make as a cashier at QT? Is it a better job? Yeah, for sure. But still, damn, it doesn't, like, I look at what I need to get that job and I think that'd be a cool job, but no guarantee I get hired for it. So why would I start working on a degree to get that job to make less money than I'm going to make at HelloFresh tonight? The system is broken. The world's gone crazy. So, God, I had something important I was trying to say and I got sidetracked about irrigation and whatnot. Anyway, probably nothing more to say about the irrigation. My daughter is using a walker. How necessary is that for? I don't know. I don't know. I see her walk without it. I don't know. I'm not walking with her feet or with her legs, so I don't know. I do know it's cumbersome, and this is not a handicap accessible apartment. Even if I had it perfectly clean and clear, I mean, you see what obstacles there are in the back. Yeah. And I'm not going to call my landlord out on it, but I do hope they resolve that. I might mention it to him the next time I pay my rent, hoping I'm able to pay my rent. Anyway, I'm wasting time right now. I need to. I think this is the backpack I'm looking for right here. Doing some cleaning in here the other day, trying to find my EBT card. Still have it. Yep. It's got the straps intact. Amazon SAT2. Judging from the crap that's in it, I definitely at least went to one shift with this stuff. I mean, maybe I set it up planning to go to a shift and I didn't go to a shift, but I'm pretty sure I went to at least one shift because, I mean, it's got the big Sharpies that I got for free working at Amazon. I always try to keep those rather than some of the people that just grab a new one every shift. I try to keep them. And also the dry erase markers that are used at Amazon. And mind you, I'm not trying to steal supplies for Amazon. I was trying to save Lord Bezos some money by whatever one I used. Instead of throwing it in the trash or just leaving it laying somewhere around the warehouse, which creates clutter in the warehouse, I would always put it in my bag and try to reuse it. This is something I actually bought out of my own pocket. Go lay down, Sambo. Something I bought out of my own pocket to try to keep my... Really? Excuse the cat. He's heading to his dais up on my dresser. That's Sambo's favorite place right there. He sits on the box of power cords and just chills. I fed him right before I went out, so he's actually not in my face begging for food. Say hi, Sambo. Wow, look at that look. Look at that cross-eyed cat. Yeah. I love that cat, but he's visually impaired because he's insanely cross-eyed. When he was a kitten, not little kitten, but like kitten, like, I don't know, 8 months old, something like that, and was super rambunctious. And he's cross-eyed as fuck. He used to jump to get on the couch. He used to regularly jump to get on the couch and miss. I felt bad, but I could not laugh at that. He's a lot better at that now. He knows where he's going. He's adapted to his handicap. So if he can do it, I can do it. So yeah, I bought these at, I think, Target probably. Just the little, in place of whiteout, it's like corrective tape for. Anyway, sometimes I would have to change numbers on a loading manifest, and rather than just scribble it out and write down different numbers or try to start a new sheet where it's gone through like 3 other forklift drivers as the load in this truck is being built, I was able to do my paperwork a little neater. I didn't mind spending a couple dollars to make my job a little better. Got a whole bunch of these in here too. Which I don't know what I'll do with all these. I got tons of these around the house. This is a standard issue Amazon box cutter hook. Little nub there and a razor blade in there. And anyway, it's a silly tool, but those are handy. Those are insanely handy. Shit, I still got, Amazon provides me with these notepads. I still got those. I always try to keep those. I mean, shit, I got pages of when I was, this would be from the days when I was handling all the pallet receive, and like shows all the dock numbers. Those are 100 numbers. So that's me working on the south side. And little dots indicate where the safety barriers are, because it's split into different work zones. And then all the numbers from 139 down to 126. And then that there indicates what the destination of the current truck that was in it when I made the list, like GRR1 and BF54 and SLA6 Do I have an SAT2 in here? Do I see SAT2? No. STL8? I think that's... I can't remember if STL is... At one point I thought STL was Seattle, but I think it's St. Louis. I know TPA1, that's Tampa. And then the little hashtags, or the little marks I put at the note and other stuff on it is just an indication. I have my own little shorthand. I've created my own way of doing this. And I think everybody that kind of did that position, there was no set way to do it. Just figure out a system that works for you and make it work. And that's another thing. Like I'd make notes of what product I had sitting in different zones. Like that's a loading zone, 10B, 10A and 10B. That was my playground there for a while. Anyway, I need to sort this out, and obviously that's not stuff I need for HelloFresh. God, I still got so many of these stupid things too. That was a side project. It was probably a stupid waste of time. And it was definitely a violation of Amazon rules, but it was something I was committed to. So just between me, not anybody else. It was just something that I took upon myself to do, to recycle and try to make a little difference in things being reused versus thrown away. Anyway, I'm wasting time here. I do worry it might be super awkward if I see Allison and then she's like, "Hey, give me a ride home." I'm like, yeah, no, I'm going to work. And I hope you're trying to progress to a point where you can go to work as well. Because, yeah, she did say yesterday when we were going through all the drama yesterday that, well, I thought you're trying to get these flex funds and blah, blah, blah. And she's talking about different assistance programs. She goes, "I don't know why you're wasting time trying to get these jobs, because it's not going to make enough money. It's not going to take care of what you need to take care of." I don't know. It's been taking care of what I need to take care of quite a while. Generally speaking, that's how most people operate. They work for a living. They get a paycheck. They pay their bills. That's how most of the world operates. Is it difficult right now? Fuck yeah, it's difficult right now. Most Americans are struggling right now. Thanks, Joe Biden. But it's but there's no reason to stop trying. Anyway, need to wrap this up. I'm wasting time. Thanks for watching. Thanks for coming along on the journey. And yeah, there will be more. God knows how behind I'm going to be at posting this. Right now I'm like a week and a day behind. But I know at some point I'm gonna appreciate being able to look back on this, I think.